Hi, this is Anthony Lighthall. Thank you for joining me today on this podcast entitled From Dreams to Actions, where we talk about business goals, supporting positive energy, and following your dreams. On today's episode, I want to discuss achieving your dreams while setting ambitious goals. So, I want to take a deep dive into talking about goals and talking about your overall dreams and what you're trying to accomplish throughout your life journey. And I understand that, setting some goals, whether large or small, can be very overwhelming to some people, especially if they don't have that type of mindset. And that's what I overall want to help you with kind of switching that mindset to say I can achieve these goals. I do have these dreams that are just I'm shooting for the stars, but it seems like I can never reach for them. But what steps do I need to take in order to do that? And that's what I want to talk about today on this episode on From Dreams to Actions. And the first question that I want to ask of you is, have you ever noticed or looked at someone, maybe you know them or maybe they're someone you admire on TV or social media, but it just seems like they have it all put together. They have it, it's like life is just fitting for them. It just fits like a new glove. And you kind of ask, how did they get there? These people could be very successful people. And I would say it all starts with one thing. It starts with they had ambitious goals. I think about the rapper Drake a lot when it comes to this. I think about how sometimes I feel like he's everywhere, and he's been around for quite some time. And I think about the times where I didn't know of him or hear him, and he's from, Canada. And it's like, I wonder how many people, how many Canadians or people that were in his environment or circle heard of him prior to him really blowing up and being like a worldwide known entertainer or rap artist. And I kind of think about that sometimes, and he's just one example, but there's a lot of other people out there who I think about. Wow, they're a feature on all these tracks. Certain people want them to um, be on their songs or in their music videos. And I think about those ambitious goals. He was a kid at one point. He was a baby at one point. He just wasn't just Drake, you know. That name that just holds so much weight now with the music industry. And I kind of think about that and kind of substitute Drake for somebody else that you see, another artist, maybe somebody that a next door neighbor that just seems like they just have it all together. Maybe they're a doctor or a lawyer or some profession that you admire. And you have to think about, how did they get there? What were those ambitious goals? Who told them they weren't going to make it? What obstacles did they go through? What obstacles are they currently going through that you may not see, but they are going through those? And that's what I kind of want to take a deep dive and talk about today. But, just kind of think about that question, um, the people that just seem like they have it all together, like how did they get there? And like I said, it's really those ambitious goals. And I think about dreams are just, I dream to do XYZ. I dream to travel the world. I dream to, like, dreams are large, but your goals, kind of look at those as like your checkpoints, and then break down your goals into something smaller and more digestible. And I think about an example of when I used to play, video games as a kid, and like race car games. There are certain times where you're the race car driver, there's certain checkpoints, there's certain laps, and you also have a certain time frame to reach that next lap. And as an example, you hit the first lap, you have like 59 seconds to hit that second lap. And if you don't, you lose the game, it's game over. But if you hit that lap within 36 seconds or before 59 seconds, then either your clock resets or you get more time added. You get another 59 seconds. So, you reach that checkpoint in 20 seconds. So now you got, let's say, 80 seconds or whatever, 79 seconds to be exact, to hit that next checkpoint. So it's like it's elongating your possibility. But if you stop, or if you hit a car, or you have to, your car tips over, that delays you hitting that next obstacle or that next lap. And I kind of think about that when it comes to goal settings and trying to win the race. And again, it's not about, I always say it's the marathon, it's not a sprint, and it's not about winning the race. It's just really accomplishing those goals and getting to that next checkpoint. Um, and so those are the things, that's what you're going to need in order to reach your dreams. In order to hit those goals, you got to hit those checkpoints. And I understand, it takes a lot of time. It takes dedication and a lot of focus with reaching for your dreams or setting those goals. But again, it's not a quick fix. It's not something quick that you're going to do. It's really progressive. It's really about the consistency that you're putting in too. And more importantly, it's about the journey and the growth and what you're learning throughout that process, that are skills or certain things you probably didn't know about yourself as you continue on in this journey. um, Another question to kind of ask yourself is, where do I begin? Or what do I truly want in life? What do I kind of desire? I think that's where you should really start, and then that kind of helps you with setting up those goals for yourself, ambitious goals. As an example, it could be that dream job. You have the education background, you have the that you've received those accolades, you um, have led teams, you have that experience. What is your dream job now as you're in transition? What do you know you deserve? Maybe it's about owning a home. Maybe you grew up renting all your life, and even when you got out of the house, you continued to rent. But now you want to own your own space. You want to own your own home. What is that goal? A couple of other ones. You want to reach or make a specific income and be at a certain income bracket. Having a family. You've always desired to have kids, 3 kids, 5 kids, and wanted to be married to your spouse, the person of your dreams. Or maybe you just want to master a new skill. So using those as an example, kind of start and think about that. What do you really want to do in life? What do you desire? What do you know you deserve? And how are you going to get there? Okay. And the key to these goals, or what you're thinking about with your overall dreams, is they should be challenging you, but also making sure that in a way that they're achievable as well. You don't want to make these impossible, because if it's impossible in your mindset, you're always going to say, I'm never going to reach this goal or this dream. If it's impossible, you're going to lose momentum. You're going to lose confidence and encouragement to go ahead and accomplish this. So, you want to challenge yourself. You want to learn more about yourself, but you also want to make sure that these are achievable, throughout your journey as well. So let's talk about accountability and motivation. You know, these are really important, because now you're taking accountability as a leader for your own journey. But then there's times it's going to be hard, and you're going to need some type of motivation, whether it's self motivation and something motivates you, or whether people, you like having a great circle around you of people that motivate you as well. So let's talk about that. So I would say one is definitely surround yourself with like-minded individuals. What do I mean by that? People that are going to help to push you, get you out of your comfort zone. Uh, Individuals that have their own dreams, their own goals that they're setting. They're going to encourage you. You're going to see them and not compete with them, but be encouraged by them. So surrounding yourself with those types of like-minded individuals is going to be crucial, because you're really creating a strong pack, a very um, undefeated pack, or strong, network of people. And this could be friends, this could be family, whoever. But make sure that those individuals are there and placed in your life along your journey to help you reach, what you desire, what you have as your goals and your overall dreams. Remember, a statistic or something that I read was, you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And I kind of like that. It made me take a step back and think about the people that I surround myself with, and people who are in my phone and in my network and the people I engage with, um, you are the average of the five people that you spend, the most time with or that you have in your circle. So I really like that. I want to kind of share that with you. I talk about consistency a lot. Just keeping that momentum. Consistency is huge, when it comes to setting those goals. Again, it's that checkpoint. It's being that race car driver and hitting that next checkpoint, getting that time added, hitting that next checkpoint, and so on. It's the consistency because when whenever something's new to you, you're excited, it's new, you're all about it. You spend all day doing it. You forget to eat lunch, you forget to eat dinner sometimes. But then when you don't see those results, or it's not coming as fast as you thought it was, then that momentum can kind of slow down because you're not being as consistent as when you were 3 months ago. And now that honeymoon stage is over, and you're like, oh, I'm not really seeing those results. So I'll wait till next week to do this, or I'll wait. When I have more time, I'll do some more homework and research on this product I want to build out. No, you just have to keep the consistency going. Do something, whether it's every day or every other day or at least once a week. Just keep it in your mind. Just keep that consistency going, because that's going to be really big for you to keep achieving those goals. And again, with consistency, like I said, just doing something, those small increments of time, or 30 minutes, or a block of 2 hours per week, just really keeps that in the forefront of your mind and keeps you going with that momentum. As the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are your dreams. So always think about that. And another big one too, and this is something that um, I battle with, and I think it's just a human nature. But show up when you don't want to. There's going to be obstacles, there's going to be time constraints, there's going to be distractions. Even when you're not seeing results, even when you're not in a good mood. I'm not saying if you're sick and you're unable to just kind of move around and your mind's not clear. I'm just saying you're on some lazy shit, honestly. You have to do something. Show up when you don't want to. Show up when you're not seeing results. Show up the hardest. Um, during that time. And I definitely want to share that. Again, I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you about that. But there's times where I don't want to do this. I really don't. But I find something deep inside. I get motivated by something I see, or by someone, by a saying, by something I saw on social media. And I'm like, okay, or a song, and I get pumped. I get motivated. I'm like, I got this. I got this. Let's do this. I got this. And it's the same type of mindset you have to have as well when you're trying to reach those ambitious goals for yourself. Just to give you a little bit more motivation with this as well, with your mindset, you know never give up on something that you truly believe in. I think about a lot of entertainers with this, with actors and actresses. I shared the example with Drake. I think about just it could be anybody that has this goal and this dream. You're always going to get doubted by somebody. Somebody's going to, they don't do it intentionally, where they say, oh, I don't think you can do it. Sometimes people do say that, but I think a lot of people just they care about your well-being, or your focus, or maybe they think, oh, you're doing so well doing this, why do you want to take away from that, or why do you want to go in another direction? And you know yourself better than anybody. So never give up on something that you truly believe in, because you never know what path that may set for you, or for the people that are following behind you and setting that legacy for your last name. So think about that. Never give up on that. There are going to be setbacks, there are going to be obstacles, there are going to be failures, that are accompanying your goals and accompanying you trying to get to that checkpoint. Don't let that hinder you. Don't let that stop you. Um, Persevere through those tough times. Learn how to be agile and pivot. Um, I always say that the strongest soldiers get the toughest battles. And there's times where there's people out there that they seem like they have it all together, but it doesn't seem like they deserve it. They are not on the same level of education background as you. They don't have the same amount of experience as you. They don't, you kind of compare them, or you not just compare them with you, but maybe to others. Like, how did this work out for them? They always, it just always seems like there's a way for them. There's always a path that just works out for them. And how did this chump get it? You ever have those people? But I kind of take a step back and I don't worry about them. Maybe that is the design and how the universe is really um, setting them up, and maybe they need that because they're not a strong or a tough soldier. You are. So you're unfortunately getting hit with those obstacles. You're getting hit with those failures. You're the person that knows how to take a problem and make it into a solution instead of adding more problems, where this person does add more problems to the problems they have. So because you are, think about this, because you are ambitious, because you are a leader, you are that trendsetter, you are going to be faced with those obstacles and challenges for yourself because you're going to get through it. You're going to figure it out. It's actually adding to your toolbox of things that you already know, and it's challenging you to something greater. Just kind of get yourself in that mindset, believe in that, think in that. That helps me. I'm like, okay, this is happening to me for a reason. It's not happening to me, it's happening for me because there's going to be something greater past this setback. It's actually not a setback, it's a setup for something greater for myself. I can go on and on with this, but just kind of get yourself in that mindset that you're getting faced with this adversity and this challenge, and it's for a reason, and it's going to be a greater good for you. Just keep persevering and keep staying focused as a strong soldier. Okay. The purpose of setting these goals, or setting goals in general, it gives you something to do. It gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a sense of direction. It's life is it's the journey. It's about the journey. And I know there's some people that just fly off the seat of their pants, as they say, or they just, don't have a plan, and it just kind of works out for them. Some people can be very free spirited. But I believe that there should be some type of goals that you have, or some type of direction um, to guide you. And, whether that's just your plan A and that's all you have, that's fine. It's something. Or sometimes you're a person that needs a plan A. Okay, if that doesn't work, I have a fallback on plan B. Then I also have a plan C, break in case of emergency. Sort of like the fire extinguishers or certain things that you need for emergency. Break the glass in case of emergency is your plan C. Um, I think there needs to be some type of direction, some type of goals that you are setting for yourself, and it helps to push you. It helps for you to learn and to grow within yourself, and help others to grow as well as you're bringing people along your journey. People like to see that, and I feel without these goals, without some type of planning, life can definitely be aimless. It can definitely be like no like pursuit to your life, no purpose basically. Um, but that's what I believe. Everyone has their own beliefs with that, but I think that's the reason and why goal setting is so important and so crucial in life, for you to have. It always has something for you to do on your radar, where you're not just sitting around like, oh, I'm bored, I have nothing to do. Like, bored is not in my vocabulary. I always have something to do. I always have something to work on. I could, be, be rushing somebody to the emergency room, and sometimes you're waiting there 5 hours, 7 hours. I always have something to do. I always have something to think about, or um, to get me closer to my goals, or to those checkpoints. Um, Another thing I would say, lastly, with setting goals, is I feel it makes you attractive. It looks you look very attractive, and it adds to your confidence. It boosts your confidence. The attractiveness is not just, flirting with that, you know, girl, or flirting with that guy. It's more of attractiveness as, I want to get to know that person. I want that person in my network. That's attractive. I like how they kind of navigate and move throughout the room. I like what I heard during that speech. I like that confidence, that poise. Um, It could be it can make you attractive as a candidate, um, as a job candidate and an employer that wants to hire you. They like that confidence. They like how you answered those questions. A lot of times when you're interviewing, they say, "What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals?" Just for you to really have a not detailed, but just some type of awareness of the goals that you have, whether it's personal or business, or professionally, that makes you look very attractive versus someone that's like, um, uh, in the next like 2 years, I don't know. I see myself like kind of moving up in the company, somehow. It's like versus someone who knows what those goals are. They can really walk you through those goals. They know this is why I went to school. This is why I took that job that I knew was going to be challenging, or I knew I didn't want it, but I knew it was going to teach me something, and now I'm better prepared, for this next level that I know I deserve. Like that's strong. That's really strong. And so again, just kind of wrapping up, setting goals, it can make you look very attractive and also boost that confidence, which is really good as well. Let me give an example of a person I knew that I feel didn't have goals. An ex-friend. Um, I asked the question about like, what are your goals? Just randomly just asked, what are your goals? I think we were like out to eat or something. Just want to know more about them. And they couldn't really answer it. They kind of tiptoed and walked around it. I don't know. I just kind of want to, just kind of live life. And, I've always dreamed about doing XYZ and blah, 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 blah. But they really didn't have like specific goals. And so that really made me think about if I really want to have this person, like, if I want to really invest in this relationship or this friendship with this person on a deeper level. Because not knocking them, but if you don't have goals, and I'm very goal driven, goal oriented, I need someone strong on my team, as a friend or as a spouse or as a just on my team as an example, someone that's going to push me, someone I can be motivated with, someone that energy, can really help each other out. It's not just all about me, but maybe those goals that that person, if they had them, if there's certain weaknesses or certain things they need assistance on, I probably have those as strengths. And then we can kind of talk and, maybe it's starting a business on something and we can kind of bounce ideas off of each other. Hey, you ever thought about this? Or, hey, I remember in one of my, employers, I had to deal with a challenging situation. What about this idea? So really being able to kind of collaborate, have that partnership with that person, is really really good and really important. And that's why I was kind of asking about those goals and those dreams. And if you can't really answer those, that really makes me think like, okay, well, what's kind of like your purpose in life? What are you trying to do in life? What where's your journey? You know, but I just kind of want to share that as an example. At this time, I wanted to kind of share just some actionable tips. I don't want to say advice, but more of like actionable tips uh, to kind of get your journey started, get those goals started, get those dreams accomplished. So I have about five here. The first one is, as I mentioned, like define those goals. What are you worth? What do you want to do in life? Be specific about these and how you want to achieve them. And the more clarity, the better. With those goals, it's going to make it easier for you to plan and easier for you to really see those goals and make them, like I said, achievable. The next one is breaking it down. As I said, you're high level. You have these big dreams, but break that down into steps and something that's more digestible, something smaller. Okay. Take an ambitious goal, ambitious dream, and make it smaller to because it's steps. I think about steps to it. Your steps are leading up to something higher, up that ladder. So you have a large goal, and maybe the first step is researching, benchmarking. I call it doing your homework, talking to certain people, cold calling, introducing yourself. That may be the first step, and that could be challenging for some. but do that first step and you're like, okay, I got this. I've been doing this for about a month. I'm ready for that next step. Maybe it's the action of doing it, the action of maybe it's building, learning how to build something, and now you're testing things out and you're trying something on a smaller scale. So if you mess up, no big deal. You didn't invest too much money or time into it, but you're learning off of that small piece that you're looking to try to build out, and then so on. So think of it as steps when you break things down, and then it's going to help you to lead higher up that ladder. The next is setting deadlines. So you don't want to just focus so much time and attention on something for 6 months when within those 6 months you could have did a lot, or you could have accomplished a lot with those goals and implemented or took that action step to the next level or started generating revenue and money. Sometimes you just got to take that leap. So setting deadlines is really helpful too, because it's very visual with setting those deadlines. Okay, in 2 weeks I need this done. In a month, okay, this is going to take about a month. I need to get this completed. So aligning those timelines with your goals, that's just part of your checkpoints. And like I said, going back to the race car example, they have 59, you have 59 seconds to get to that next checkpoint. That's kind of like your deadline in your time frame. Tracking your progress uh, is good as well, because you need to see how what your results are doing. Track that progress. Is what you're doing correct? Are you on the right path, or do you need to kind of pivot in a way? So being able to take time to really progress and track that progress is very useful as well, and really take time to do that, because sometimes you can just have those blinders on and just be, tunnel vision, as they say, and not take a step back to kind of breathe and be like, hey, let me track my progress really quick. Am I wasting too much time over here? Can I start allocating certain things or delegating in this space? Think about that. And then the last one is just being flexible. As I said, you're going to get hit with obstacles, challenges, failures, all those types of things, different distractions, but you have to learn how to be flexible. Life is unpredictable, it is out of your hands. It's great you have these goals and dreams and you reaching these checkpoints, but life throws you curveballs. So, how are you going to get through those curveballs? How are you going to continue to progress? Or do you have enough patience or resources where you can you have to stop for a minute because you can't progress on because life happened. Just kind of think about that, because circumstances are going to happen. Let me share an example. You may be a person that is very focused on your financial journey. That includes paying down debt, getting rid of debt, eliminating it, um, getting your credit score up, um, maybe investing in some way, diversifying your investment portfolio, excuse me. Um, but life happened and you have a job, a good job, and you're so focused. And then after a year, you get laid off. And now you have to stop because your focus now is, okay, everything that I have saved, I have to live off my savings. And I have to look for new employment. And maybe that employment could be you're off work 2 months, or you might be off work 9 months. But right now, you have to kind of pause. You have to pause on that financial journey that you were on, that you were so aggressive with, and you were on such a great journey. But life threw you a curveball, and you got to sit back and not stop, but you have to be agile and pivot and figure out other means of getting income, or maybe you just have to kind of pause on that investing part, or just make sure that your bills are getting paid to the minimum, instead of overpaying, because you're going to need all your money. So being able to stay flexible, and I just kind of want to share that example with work and having to pivot and stop, and being laid off or out of work or whatever. Hopefully that makes um, a digestible or understanding example of being flexible. Some helpful tools for you to use, definitely Excel spreadsheet. I use Excel a lot when it comes to planning my goals or something for my business, or I like to see things visually, and that just holds me accountable and kind of setting up my Excel spreadsheets in that way. And then using a calendar. Calendars are really useful and very helpful. Uh, Setting reminders, blocking this time, hey, 2 hours every Tuesday from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. All I'm working on is this action. The phone is in another room. I'm in a different room with the door closed. 2 hours, that's all I'm focusing on. So having a calendar also helps with accountability and blocking out that you time, that space where you need to focus on what you're trying to do throughout your journey. So to conclude everything, and I appreciate you all sticking with me on this with setting goals and ambitious goals and really changing your mindset. And I hope that this was helpful for a lot of people. But you know, remember that again, your goals are worth pursuing. They're your goals. You're setting them. Your dreams are your dreams. Think about all the people that had dreams and read about different stories on uh, uh, accomplished individuals, encouraging individuals, and read about their journey, hear about their journey, no matter how big or how small, definitely celebrate those wins, celebrate those actions, and again, setting those ambitious goals, um, not only leads to, personal growth, but it can also inspire others around you that are in your circle, that are your family members. You don't know, you're probably creating a legacy. You're going to be long gone. It's 200 years from now. But because you started something today and you took that action and you changed your mindset, it's something that's going to be talked about for the rest of the life. It's a product that you made that's going to be passed on for the rest of the legacy and your kids and your kids' kids. So you really think about that. I don't think people really take the time to understand and really think, wow, what I'm starting today is really in the record books and it's going to be talked about for the rest of lifespan as long as people are here on earth. Really think about that. It can get really deep. um I'll leave you with this, always keep chasing those dreams, and remember that the journey is just as important as that destination. So you're always going to be doing something. Make sure you're always doing something. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy setting those goals, reaching those dreams. The journey is just as important as saying, okay, I finished, because you're really never finished. It's always just a part of enjoying that path, enjoying that journey that you are on. And it's just another chapter in your life. So, again, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comments if you're watching on YouTube. Um, and always remember to follow your dreams.